Right, so the next topic, as Paulie does need to leave in 10 minutes, we'll cover this one next. And I'll sort of let you take the lead on this, I think, Paulie, my dude, because apparently this is going to be about your culture as well.
Am I Latino enough for you, Paulie? La cucaracha. La cucaracha. Does that work?
That's
brilliant.
That is brilliant. Director says Transformers Rise of the Beast story will be about Black and Latino culture. Plus, my Biggie song was chosen. This is from now there I did my own little video on this. It was two sources, BET and then the Complex, which are both African American centric entities, websites. So there is that, they're asked these questions, they're playing to the room, but basically they're talking about how we get to insert Black and Latino culture, a kid from Brooklyn, also going to Peru. There's going to be a lot of sights and sounds from there into a movie about robots. Hardcore Transformer fans, they don't care about the human stories. They never have. So
yeah, they don't care. They just want robots doing robot things.
Yep.
So yeah, do you want to? I mean,
I can read the middle if you. Yeah, sure. You want me to read?
Where is it?
There's so many good ones. Yeah, we have. There you go. That's fine. In terms of the seventh installment, we elevate the franchise. Ramos feels the new characters, especially with Black and Brown, people in leading roles, will play a factor. We have new elements and characters with Black and Brown people in the leading roles, he said. Things have been expanded, and with me being from New York, where the story is set in Brooklyn, this feels like it's for all my homies in the projects. Steven and the creative team allowed us to tell a story in a major franchise like Transformers, in a part of New York that doesn't always get highlighted in this kind of way. The new series saw Shia LaBeouf, Mark Wahlberg as the lead, and now it's me. It was Megan Fox, blah, 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 and now Dominique. The film incorporates the Beast Wars. Yeah, don't forget about those guys. The film incorporates the Terracons, and it's going crazy.
How in any way is this about any of this stuff? Like how?
If you go up a little bit more, right there, like the first quote. Also, too, I think this is from the director. Anthony Ramos and I talk about having this type of opportunity, but also understanding it's our time. For us to be in this position where we can tell a story about our culture, our people, and see ourselves, ding, 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 portrayed on the big screen, blending in with these vast genres is special. There are not too many people on the actor or director side to be in this position on this scale and scope. We're doing our best to carry this weight, no matter how many times.
The weight of that virtue signal.
Yeah, no matter how many.
Senor.
Doesn't the Beast Wars, isn't that era kind of like in the 15th, 16th century? Isn't it past?
No, it's the 90s. They're setting this after Bumblebee.
Yeah. Okay.
Early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought that was flashback. I wish I had Renegade Jr. here. He was telling me the whole Beast War stories last night when I told him about this, because he knows it all. But I don't know.
Don't get his hopes up for this.
Another interview. I don't know if it was the same one or he brought it up in, or if it was a different one. But they were saying something like it almost feels like it's a reboot. So like to me, it sounds like it's kind of like a meld between the two. I don't know if Andre has any more on it, because I know we've done a little reporting on the Transformers, but not recently. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't have anything new on it. All I have is basically, so they have decided to tank the franchise, because that's what this looks like. I mean, this is what they choose to highlight. They choose to highlight the diversity as the main selling point. When has that ever worked? It may have worked on
like
special like musical on Disney Plus or something like that. But when has it worked on a big blockbuster? When have this is so diverse. We're telling black community here. We're telling like brown community here. Whereas you're going to see yourself on screen for the first time. It's never happened before. When is that a selling point as opposed to when is it audience toxin and it's chasing people away? Because increasingly that's what's happening.
Granted, the only thing new about what they're doing is the fact that it's 6 months before this movie's actually coming out, and it's with what their teaser trailer that came out. Movie's not coming out next week, not in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, so interesting. Samuel Rivera, for $9.99. Great name as well. When I think Rivera, I think of Scarface. Just throwing that out there.
Rivera.
It says, okay, I'm Puerto Rican and I love the idea of movies incorporating different cultures, but this is pandering as F and just forced in to say, hey, look, we have Hispanics and Latinos now. How cool. So that's the distinction. And this is why I thought I'd highlight your comment whilst we're discussing this, is because that's completely right, is that different cultures and things is like, fine, great, cool, like great. Honestly, awesome. It is fun to see different cultures, right? But in a Transformers movie, you're highlighting that you're telling a black and Latino story. Like it's they don't cohabitate correctly. Like it's not the vehicle to do this. You know, it's not the vehicle to virtue signal from. It doesn't make sense. You know, like you can tell these stories, and it can be part of a Transformers movie. But to sit there and say, well, this is the vehicle by which we're going to be telling like a grander story, and this is solid representation, it just doesn't gel properly. It comes across, as you say, very forced. And you know when the film comes out, that's not what it's going to be about anyway. What they're doing is just having, black and Latinos in it. That's literally it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's utter nonsense.
I'm more curious how Optimus Prime is there, if this is before he shows up in the Michael Bay films in the 90s.
Because
in the first one, what was that?
He was in Bumblebee 2, and then he looked like that. He had like the blocky design.
G1 design.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen Bumblebee, that's actually well worth checking out.
Yeah, I've not seen Bumblebee.
I thought it was going to be the worst of the franchise, because who the hell would want a Bumblebee spin-off? But as it turned out, it is as good as the first one, if not better. I generally think it may be the best movie of the whole franchise.
Well,
yeah, it's a good one.
And because it had and you're so right, Andre, it had a real strong identity with its human storyline, but not obviously. It was always secondary to Bumblebee. Set in the 80s, some throwback, good feels, fantastic film.
The humans, I was going to say, the humans should always be there as an point of view to the robot story. They're the vehicle to tell the robot story. There are eyes and ears in the world to view the Transformers story. It should be their story first and foremost. Like, I don't give a shit about what these humans are up to, generally speaking. I'm not interested. You can interweave their story a little bit with the Transformers, but barely. The humans are the least interesting part about Transformers. They're not. I don't care. I think the vast majority of people don't care about them that much.
Yeah, even the cartoon in the 80s, they weren't the focal point of any of the show at all. They were in it, but there was a lot of episodes where they weren't in it
exactly.
at all.
They're a form of a point of view for exposition. You'd be like, well, what's this? Oh, it's this. They're like an expositional tool to learn more about the Transformers, i.e., they're our point of view. The Transformers say something, we don't understand it. Well, lo and behold, neither do the humans in this world either. So then they explain it to the humans, and then us little kiddies, we understand it a bit more as well. So it makes sense in that regard.
Just this one note on this whole Transformers thing, and this representation is just, it's getting worse and worse. And I just say that because, again, it's 6 months out and you're talking like this. There was a time where you just let the works speak for itself and let the audience discover what you have put into it, right? Wednesday is a fantastic example of that. Fantastic example of that. And it wasn't hit over your head, yet it was there, but it was very as if. It was subtle. It was organic. And it was executed very well. This is already just really turning me off. And I like Anthony Ramos. I think he's a really interesting leading man. But hey, that's just me.